الحمد لله رب العالمين والصلاة والسلام على المبعوث رحمة للعالمين وعلى آله وصحبه وأزواجه أجمعين. أما بعد. The butcher of Gaza is going away. Alhamdulillah. Of course, Netanyahu is the butcher of Gaza. The Jews in Israel are the butchers of Gaza and the West Bank. They are the ones who are responsible for killing countless number of Palestinians. A war that started 100 years ago by the Brits, who didn't own Palestine but gave it for free to the Jews who never owned it. It continues until today. 50,000 Palestinians in Gaza were killed, mainly women and children. So Netanyahu is the butcher of Gaza. His system, his army, his supporters, the government there, they are all complicit to the fullest in all this that's happening in Gaza, the killing of men, women, and children, while the West is standing by with open checks to support the Jews in everything they're doing. So who is the butcher of Gaza I'm talking about today? Joe Biden. Joe Biden has been showing hostility to Islam and Muslims for a very long time. He voted for the war in Afghanistan. He voted for the war in Iraq. Then he tries to deny that he didn't support the wars. You're a liar. Not only Trump, that every time he opens his mouth, he lies, because Trump, his religion is lies. But Biden also, and politicians, are you telling me that when they open their mouths, they don't lie? They're liars. All of them are liars. He said he didn't. Yes, he did. 1 million Muslims or more in Afghanistan and Iraq were killed because of the wars in Afghanistan and Iraq, and he voted for them, Biden. That's much more death and destruction than what happened in Gaza. Millions more were displaced in Afghanistan and Iraq. And then he became the vice president, and for 8 years he supported his president, the war criminal Obama. Obama continued the war in Iraq, continued the war in Afghanistan. He expanded the drone attacks against Muslims far more than ever before. Still continues until today. So many Muslims were killed in Afghanistan, in Iraq, in Pakistan, in Africa, in Syria, in Yemen, by the drones. While so many Muslims here, especially the African American Muslims, they are, Obama, he did nothing for you. Nothing. Not a thing. For 8 years, just nice speeches. And now he's a multi-millionaire. He doesn't care. Never cared. So this man is a war criminal, Obama. Continued the war. And for 8 years, they kept killing Muslims. Syria. Obama refused to help the Syrian Muslims defend their lives against Iran, against the Hezbollah, against the Alawis who control Syria. Iran is sending people who are killing Muslims in Syria and settle inside Syria in areas where the Muslims were kicked out. 500,000 Muslims in Syria were killed. 8 million displaced internally and in other countries under Obama. Under Obama, fully refused to give them weapons to defend their lives. And Biden was standing there doing absolutely nothing. He is complicit, 100%, in all these crimes Then he became president. Second day, I don't remember, he signed the order reversing the Muslim ban. And Muslims got excited. Did you forget his history? What's wrong with you? Every time somebody comes and says something, you forget what they did before? So he signed the ban away. Look what he did to the Palestinians. This man says he is a Zionist. He says it. He said it even a few days ago. Again, he's a Zionist. He is a Zionist, a Catholic Zionist. The Christians who killed the Jews throughout their history, now they become Zionists. And when the latest conflict started in Gaza, and the war started more than 100 years ago, when Britain gave Palestine to the Jews. Britain didn't own Palestine, the Jews never owned it. The latest round of fighting, October 7, Hamas, they started it. They didn't start the war. It started before any of the leaders of Hamas was even born. But when the war from the Jews, the occupiers, the invaders against Gaza started, October 7, Biden stood by them. You see, so many Muslims and Arabs keeps telling us since I was young, the Jews are a superpower. Really? How come every time there is a war with defenseless Palestinians who don't have weapons, the Jews have to come here to Washington to beg the president, whoever it is, for more money and weapons? That's a superpower? That's not a superpower. That's subservient. Another word for slaves. If the money and weapons are coming from Washington, Washington is the masters, and Biden showed his mastery of butchery. Continued. This man has been against Muslims for a very long time, decades, in action, which counts as showing what he has in his heart, this man. He gave them the money and the weapons. 50,000 Palestinians were killed in Gaza. And the butcher of Gaza is Joe Biden. Because those little ones, the Jewish government, the army, those who support them, and there are many Jews who don't support what Netanyahu and his government is doing, but it's an entire country. It's not only a few people. It's not only Netanyahu. It's a whole system. They took the chance. Say, Hamas, thank you. You started the latest round. Let's kill. Since October 7, no water, no food, no medicine. What else? No electricity, no safety, no homes. 2.5 million people go from this area, gonna bomb it. They go to that area, they bomb him on the way. They bomb them there, then they go bomb him there, then go back there. 50,000. And Biden said to the Jews, come. He said, I am a Zionist. He said it again and again. He is a Zionist, but a mal'oon, a cursed Zionist, belonging to the same community, the Christians who killed the Jews throughout the history of Christianity, including the Holocaust that they took now. The Holocaust, you can't use this word except if it is about the Jews. But the Christians killed the Jews, the Palestinians didn't. And the Palestinians are being killed by the Jews, supported by the same people who did the Holocaust. So the Jews are doing their own Holocaust in Palestine. The butcher of Gaza is Biden. This man is a criminal, a war criminal, just like Obama, the Bush, and people before. We can't list them all, but I'm talking about Biden today. This man is a damn liar. Did he take back his claim that when Hamas took some hostages, including children, they cut off their necks and were throwing them all over against the wall or something? He's a damn liar. He didn't take it back. He doesn't care. He's a war criminal. And Biden is the master. He could have said no to the Jews and I'm done with it. 80 years old. What do you expect? Soon you will die like everybody else dies. You're going back to your creator, who's not Jesus, by the way. For what? This is how you end your legacy with? Death and destruction, killing half of your administration Jews. And by the way, the Jews in Congress, they've been abandoning Biden. Thank you very much for the money. We killed 50,000. Now let's move on, get somebody else. And homosexuals, half of them, a Catholic, religious Catholic. You know how many millions were aborted from coming to this life under this man? And Obama also, with him all these years. This is really a very distressful situation that people like this claim to have a religion when I'm not sure they have a soul. They have no religion, they have no soul. Their religion is death and destruction, lying and power. And now he's going to lose it because he has lost it here a long time ago. For 3.5 years, his administration were hiding that this man is not capable of running a country. However, he became active, energetic. A 37-year-old man kill the Palestinians, give everything to the Jews so they can kill more Palestinians. He's still doing it. Netanyahu comes here to beg, like he begged the presidents before him. He begged Obama. At the time when he used to come to here to beg Obama for more money and weapons, the newspapers in Israel were calling him the N-word. You know that. Check it out. You can find it on the internet. So Biden is the butcher of Gaza. The Jews could not have continued this war without permission from America because America is the master. America has the money. America has the weapons. America has the support the Jews need. Without these, the Jews could not have survived, let alone do what they did in Gaza. And it continues. You can do the right thing, Mr. Biden. You're going back to your maker soon, 80 years old. How many more years do you think you're going to be living? You're 80 in reality. You look like 100. You feel like 150. But killing Palestinians, you become active and energetic. Why didn't you do something right? End it humanely. Tell the Jews, no more. No more money, no more weapons. Get out of Gaza, get out of the West Bank at a minimum. Do something right. Because you believe Jesus created you, created the world, the Prince of Peace. What kind of legacy are you going to offer Jesus? And I promise you, according to the New Testament, Jesus will disown people who come on the day of resurrection. This is in the New Testament. We used to prophesy with your name and we used to do miracles in your name. Get away from me, he will say to those people who worshipped him, because Jesus never told them to worship him. But how can you believe in the Prince of Peace and do so much war, death and destruction, and then you're happy? You're happy about it? Good to see you go away, Biden. What a legacy. I ask Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to help our brothers and sisters in Palestine, the West Bank, and especially in Gaza. We don't know who's going to replace this tyrant, this little tyrant, and who will come later to say to the Jews, do even more. We have been promised that more death and destruction will be coming towards the Palestinians from all sides of the political scene in America. Oh Allah, help us.